Got a tattoo? Then you gotta have a story behind it. We're Tat-stories, and we bring our viewers those stories. Baseball Guy and the Kahuna are still grabbing ink tales. Our first story comes from a tattooist with epic ink. Our second, a gal that carries a definite sting. Our third, a gal with Thailand prayer ink. And our final story sees Luke Skywalker meet up with Major Tom.
Baseball Guy coming here from Funhouse International Guest House Tat Shop here in Pacific Beach, San Diego on Garnet. And we've got one of the artists here, R2. R2, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've got going on here on your body?
So I've extensive coverage, not quite done yet. Some of my favorites would be this kind of geometric piece I have here on the side of my head, inspired by sci-fi, and it's a map to a place I saw in a dream once.
Wow, if I were to put something I saw in my dreams on my body, we wouldn't be able to show that on the YouTube channel, so it's a little rated X. Anyways, you also have an amazing piece of work here on your right arm. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that one?
So it's the story of the Japanese fox myth, wherein when a fox becomes 100 years old, it grows 9 tails and then can see the past, present, and future clearly, and also change shape. Most often it turns into a woman to mess with the lives of men, and then on my hand is how it's represented in kabuki theater.
Well, I know about many women that have messed with me as a man. Also on your hand, though, you have an R for R2, but the 2 you used to have is gone. Why don't you tell me the story about that?
Yeah, so I had R2 placed on there the same time I got my knuckles, but I needed to cover up part of my hand and was inspired by some tattoos on recent video game characters and decided to just go for it.
Video games always provide a lot of source material. Also, you mentioned about your stomach. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the art there?
So I have across my entire torso, it's Odin's ravens, Hugin and Munin, which means thought and memory. The story behind those is every morning they leave Odin's shoulders and fly around the world, and at night they come back and whisper into his ear what they saw. And to make it a little more Viking, I gave one of them ram horns, the other deer antlers, and then one of them is holding a giant ornate bell that has the word adventure emblazoned across it.
So, and Odin is a Swedish god, and you have some recent ink that's inspired by a trip to Sweden with a former Tat-stories interviewee. Why don't you tell us about that one?
So it's from my trip to Sweden and Norway with Italia, and we designed this little runic deer head while we were awaiting a metal festival. And then when we got back, I tattooed it on her like hand tap style, and then tattooed most of mine on myself, and made sure that she did at least one of the arrows.
She was bragging about that, and she was telling me that she's now a tattoo artist, so she wants to tattoo something on me, so maybe I should come to the master, not to her.
Probably.
So, as a tattoo artist, what are some of the most memorable tattoos that you've ever provided to someone else?
Let's see, there's so many. I've been doing this for 13 and a half years now. There are always some interesting stories, some really meaningful ones. It's always interesting when you can craft like a memorial piece for someone that's lost someone, or like really interesting concepts. Like there's actually been 3 times I've been asked to figure out how to tattoo the theory of Schrodinger's cat.
Some Big Bang Theory fans?
Like where within a closed box the cat is either alive or dead, and until you open it you don't know, and how do you capture that without just tattooing the box? But those have been fun.
Alright, and how long have you been here at this shop?
I started on September 16th of last year.
And how many tattoo artists are here at the shop?
See, I believe at this location we have 7, and then our sister shop across the street I believe also has 7.
So if you're looking for a tat, this is a great place to come. Funhouse International Guest House here in Pacific Beach. R2, it's been a pleasure. Have a wonderful day, man.
Thank
This
you.
is Baseball Guy checking out. Baseball Guy here with Victoria. Victoria, you've got a couple beautiful pieces of work on your arm. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your jagged knife and your beautiful flowers?
I got the flowers because I think they're beautiful and they make me happy, and it's a reminder to be happy. And I got them done in Santa Cruz about a year ago on a road trip after high school. And then I got my knife done maybe a month ago. It's the duality, the opposite of the flowers, both halves of me, and a tribute to my Hawaiian heritage.
Okay, and the little work on the knife here is some Hawaiian designs, I take it?
Tribal, yeah, and I wanted to add an eyeball in the middle since I like eyeballs.
Oh my gosh, well, we just interviewed someone who had some eyes on their body as well, so it seems like that's the thing here at the mall, I guess, eyes.
Yeah, I have a few of eyeballs actually. I have more than one.
Well, you have at least two right there, yeah.
Tattoos.
So what's your next tattoo?
I want to get a bumblebee right in the middle. Power, and we need them, and they're cute, but also, sting people.
Yeah, they kind of like you, right?
Choosing to sting people. It has to be the right person, I guess.
Yeah, so you are that cute person who can be dangerous for the wrong person.
Pretty much, yeah.
Awesome. And how old were you when you got the flowers?
18, yeah.
Okay, so you didn't use a fake ID?
No.
And then how many more tattoos do you think you're going to get?
As many as I can get, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you for taking the time. Baseball Guy is out. Baseball Guy here, and I've got Jordan. Jordan's a student at UCLA. What brings you down to San Diego tonight?
We had tickets to see Chris D'Elia, a comedian at Sparkles Theater. So with my best friend, Taylor. I love you.
I hope the show was funny.
Yeah, it was really good. I had a lot of good fun.
All right, so you got an impressive tattoo on your back. Why don't you tell us about that?
I got it in Thailand, actually. A Buddhist monk tattooed it. I was just going through a rough time. Thought I needed a prayer. And I don't know, it was a good reminder just to, keep to my moral compass and be a good person all around.
So what's the Buddhist prayer say?
It says, respect your mother, don't shoplift, don't, indulge excessively. Just good old.
Have you shoplifted since you gotten that tattoo?
I have not, and I did beforehand. It was a really good, it keeps me honest with myself, and this is the kind of person I want to be. You know what I mean?
All right, so Baseball Guy says don't shoplift, people. How bad did it hurt?
Not at all. It was like 15 minutes. He did it with just a needle. Freehand, actually. It's pretty cool.
It sounds like they did some good work over there in Thailand.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. It was it's a great tattoo.
All right, now you have a couple not so good tattoos. Why don't you tell me about those?
The first one I got was on Friday the 13th. It was an elephant outline. It didn't heal all the way on my part. Got it from my ex-boyfriend. Then the third one I got on my ankle, it's a crystal ball that I got this past Friday the 13th. And so I got them in Friday the 13th in succession, which was like over a year. And so, yeah, I don't know, they're just fun.
The Friday the 13th thing is a real thing. We've had several people on Tat-stories now that love getting their tattoos on Friday the 13th. So when the tattoo didn't heal with the ex-boyfriend, was that a sign?
It probably was. It really, yeah. It is.
How much longer was it until you dumped his ass?
2 months ago.
So Sucka out there, if you're watching, she's moved on. She's doing well.
Ditto.
Well, this is Baseball Guy and Jordan. We're checking out. Baseball Guy here, and I've got Josh. Josh, you've got a lot of awesome ink here. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what's going on with your arm here? Let's start on your left arm.
Sure. It's all traditional Japanese, but with Star Wars theme. So I wasn't real sure what I wanted to do, but I went to a guy who was recommended me in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, told him I wanted a Samurai Vader and a Death Star Rising Sun, and he started putting stuff together.
Are you from Tennessee?
I lived here for 9 years, and then I moved to Nashville about 5 years ago.
And you're back here visiting friends and family?
Yeah.
It's really nice, but Tennessee's got a lot of cool perks. Obviously, they got some great people who do some great work. Who's your artist there?
His name's Todd Wilson.
So if you're in the Nashville area or Murfreesboro, Todd Wilson, loving the Death Star, and you also got a little bit more Star Wars ink over here on your right pec.
Yep, so I'm a big film guy, and between Star Wars and Kubrick, I did a little mashup with Todd with Clockwork Orange and Stormtrooper.
So the little Droogie's going to the milk bar, right?
Indeed.
Two of my favorite films, and obviously Episode 9's coming out this winter. I'm sure you're pretty stoked about that.
I am very much.
All right, and then what's the last one? You've got another one here on your arm that you showed me, the little samurai guy.
Yeah, so that was actually I had stolen from a magnet in Pompeii, Italy. Went and toured Pompeii and walked around, and just something that really stood out to me. Snagged a picture of it and had Todd throw it on my arm.
Awesome! It looks really amazing, man. What do the ladies think about your tats?
I don't know. My daughters love them.
Oh, awesome! How old are they?
They're 7 and 5.
So what would you say if they decided, Dad, I want to get a tattoo?
I ask them all the time if they're going to get tattoos when they're old enough, and they go back and forth.
Cool dad. All right. Well, thank you so much, Josh. You have a wonderful day, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you.